On June 30th, 2022, I officially monetized. Oh my gosh. When I first started this channel, that was like my biggest goal, was to monetize my channel. And I wanted to do it as quickly as possible. I don't like to waste time. Obviously, the main goal of this channel is for me to share my experiences discovering my Philippine heritage. But at the same time, I actually really want to make this my life. I want to make this my full-time thing. So monetizing and doing the things that needed to be done in order to do that were extremely important to me. Life is real. It's not just all like rainbows and unicorns on this channel. Like behind the scenes, a lot of work has to happen. I know there's lots of videos out there that share what it's like to have a YouTube channel and all this stuff, the secrets of this and what they don't tell you and all of that. I just want to have an honest conversation with you about what it's like to be a Filipina-American creative who is on this platform to creatively share with you my journey in discovering my heritage. Mabuhay and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tez Milan. I am a Filipino-American creative. When I first started this channel, I had no idea how much fun this was gonna be. I actually was like, yeah, you know, just like throw up some information about Filipinos, just sit in front of the camera, talk, and that'll be it. I had no idea that I would have so much fun editing, filming, even though it causes me a lot of stress and anxiety because I'm always like, is it perfect enough? Is it right enough? Is it good enough? And I had no idea how much fun it would be to also promote it and to reach out to people and to tell people about what I'm doing. I still stumble over what it is that I'm doing when I talk to people. I'm like, hi, I think I'm doing a channel. I think it's called Filipina-American Creative. At the end of the day, I get so much joy out of doing this with you and for you. I wanted to share my journey with you as to how I finally monetize and my journey of starting this channel, just because I feel like that's a part of me discovering my heritage. Filipinos are very industrious people. There are a lot of entrepreneurs. There are a lot of people who are setting goals and achieving those goals and doing great things. This YouTube channel is a part of the collective fabric of what Filipinos are doing to bring themselves forward. Today is July 11th, 10th, 11th. I know it's 2022. Yeah, today is Monday, July 11th, 2022. I started my channel on YouTube on March 11th, 2020. Actually, it was around the time that COVID started in the United States. That's crazy. Interesting. I was in the middle of completing my first music album. I was like, well, I want to do some music videos. So I started a YouTube channel in order to host those music videos because I was like, well, should I do it on Vimeo? Should I do it on YouTube? I decided to do it on YouTube because it indexes on Google and I wanted people to be able to find this music. So I started my YouTube channel not for the purposes of Filipino-American creative, but in order to share my music videos with the world. And then the pandemic hits and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So I posted my first YouTube video. Let me just see if I can see when that date was. I launched my first video on my birthday. I decide that I want to figure out some way to monetize my creativity. I was like, it's great being a creative, but I want to monetize. I want to figure out a way to make a living off of my creative juices. And I was meditating on this all of 2020. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna launch the album, it's gonna be great, but I don't necessarily know if the album's gonna be it. Maybe I'll do like live concerts, but then like the pandemic hit, and so like nobody was doing like concerts anymore, and there was no conventions where I was gonna like do the yoga music and all this stuff. December of 2020 rolls around. I go to bed one night. I think it was probably sometime between Christmas and New Year's. And I get woken up in the middle of the night, 2 in the morning, and I open my eyes and I'm like, I'm gonna start a YouTube series discovering my Philippine heritage and the Philippine culture. And I'm gonna talk about all the amazing things that Filipinos are doing because not enough people are talking about how amazing Filipinos are, and Filipinos are amazing. I couldn't sleep for like 2 hours. I was so excited. It was literally like a calling. It was a calling. It was a calling. It was a calling to do Filipina-American creative. And I woke up the next morning and I'm telling my boyfriend, I'm like, I'm gonna start a YouTube series. And he's like, what? I'm like, I'm gonna start a YouTube series. And he's like, okay, whatever. I don't even watch YouTube. I obviously had a channel for my music videos, but I know people who like live on YouTube. They eat YouTube for breakfast. They breathe YouTube in their sleep. They dream about YouTube during the day. I was not one of those people. But somehow I knew I was gonna start this channel and that was gonna be the answer to my question of how to monetize my creativity. I start talking with my sister because my sister watches a lot of YouTube. She loves like animal videos. She loves funny stuff, sending me stuff about makeup. So she starts giving me all this advice about, well, you know, you can monetize on it. And I was just like, what's monetize? I didn't even know what the word monetize was. I was like, yeah, I want to do a YouTube channel. I think somehow I'm gonna like make money off of it, something like that. And she's like, well, you can monetize and there's like videos on how to do that. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so daunting. She sends me the video of Michelle. She's a makeup influencer. Michelle Yo. No, that's an actress. Which Michelle are we doing? Come on, Tez. Michelle Wang. I thought I was subscribed to her. Okay, now I am. My sister sends me a video of Michelle Wang, and basically that video, even though Michelle Wang focuses on makeup and lifestyle, she did one video about monetizing and how to monetize on YouTube. First things first, you have to get 1,000 subscribers, and then you have to have 4,000 watch hours. Michelle was like talking about how it takes time, and then you only earn like cents on the dollar. And the way that you earn money with YouTube directly is through their advertisement. Once you monetize, once you are able to join their Google AdSense program. Right after that, I Google monetizing on YouTube because of that video that I got from my sister by Michelle Wang. And then I discover Cathrin Manning. Cathrin Manning is a vlogger. The first several years of her YouTube career or journey, she focused and dedicated her entire channel to teaching people how to create a YouTube channel, specifically for beginners. I saw the one video that she had about monetizing, where she first monetized on YouTube, and I was like, this is the girl I've been looking for, because I was looking for somebody who could teach me not only how to monetize, but how to do a YouTube channel. I was like, I don't know the first thing about YouTube. She was my teacher. I was like, I'm gonna watch every single video of hers from start to finish. I'm gonna watch every single video because she had such good information. I started taking notes. It was like going to school. They're so well done. They are so thorough and so entertaining and so she's incredible. Here's the reason why I wanted to watch all of her videos. I wanted to learn what it was that she did that made her blow up. I wanted to know exactly what got her from zero to like hero. From zero to hero. I learned her secret was that she did YouTube videos about YouTube. And she did it at exactly the right time during the pandemic when everybody was like at home stuck, not knowing what else to do except watch YouTube. She had videos to learn how to be on YouTube. And of course, it's sort of like a self-serving thing. It's like, get on YouTube to learn how to be on YouTube, to learn how to make money on YouTube. It's like, well, duh. And so then of course, YouTube is gonna like promote her. I started watching Cathrin Manning at the beginning of 2021 after realizing and deciding that I wanted to do Filipina-American creative. And then I got busy. That summer, I got offered to sing at Hong Kong Disneyland. Suddenly I was getting ready to go to Hong Kong because I had to quarantine for 3 weeks, which everybody went totally bonkers over because they were like, what is Tez gonna do in a room for 3 weeks? The thing that I did during that quarantine time in Hong Kong that was so critical is that I had enough time to finally watch all of Cathrin Manning's videos. Because as I said, I started watching Cathrin Manning at the beginning of 2021. Then I got busy and I stopped watching her and I was like, too busy for school. Then when I went to Hong Kong and I had all of this time on my hands, I learned how to do YouTube. As I was watching all of her videos, I started to do a creative program called The Mystery School by this guy named Bronques. Every time I listen to his podcast, which is amazing, by the way, if you're creative, go check out Bronx's podcast. And the two of them were the potion that I needed in order to just get myself going and finally doing the YouTube channel, because I was honestly nervous. I was nervous to start this YouTube channel. I was like, what are people gonna think? Oh my God, I'm gonna suck. It's gonna be a waste of time. I'm gonna hate it. But what I learned with The Mystery School is how to get disciplined as an artist to get the shit done. That's what Bronques is really good at. He's like, here's some tough love. He calls it truth lotion.
Hashtag truth lotion.
Here's what you need to hear as an artist. Stop thinking you're gonna be an artist by going back and forth between like 15 different things that you wanna do, because we're all creatives and we all wanna do everything. He's like, get disciplined about the one thing, do the thing. Learning about YouTube through Cathrin and then getting disciplined as an artist with Bronques was like the perfect information that I needed in order to launch my channel. Let me backtrack for a second. I first had to get my vanity URL, because when you first start your YouTube channel, they don't just give you a vanity. They used to back in the day. They used to be like, hey, start a YouTube channel. Here's your vanity URL. Vanity URL is like youtube.com/TezMilan. I didn't have that when I first started my YouTube channel. It was like youtube.com/UCC257. You know, it's like all of these numbers, just too much. End of 2021, still in Hong Kong. I was like, I need my vanity URL, but the condition is you need to have 100 subscribers in order to get your vanity URL. I think I was at like 92 subscribers. What I did is I asked my closest people, I messaged them and I was like, will you please subscribe to my channel so I can get my vanity URL? Funny thing happened. I think I had like 101 subscribers and then like 3 people unsubscribed. I was like freaking out and I was like sharing it on social. And I was just like, guys, I had my 100 subscribers and then I lost like 3. Can you subscribe until I can get my vanity URL and just don't leave until then? And so I finally did get my vanity URL and I had the goal of doing it by December 31st, 2021. And I made that goal. So that was very cool. Here's the other thing too that I did during my time in Hong Kong is I did my first test videos. I was like, well, why don't I practice and see what it's like and then share them with people, get feedback so that I'm not just like doing my first video and launching it and then everybody's like, what the heck is that? I wanted feedback and I wanted the practice and the experience to see what it was like to do these videos and to learn from that trial by fire experience. And I was like, oh, that's what it's like. Okay. Those two videos were so eye-opening in terms of my style, like the first inklings of like, oh, this is what I look like on camera, the timing. I think the video that I ended up sharing with people was like 22 minutes long. And then I came back to the United States in January of 2022 and I hit the ground running. I was like, all right, I'm gonna record my first videos. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. By having a goal, by having a deadline, it really motivated me to get that thing done. As nervous as I was and as scared as I was and as not knowing what the heck I was getting myself into as I was, I set myself up and I did my very first episode. I launched that first video and I haven't looked back since. When I launched that first video, I think I had like maybe 120 subscribers. And then I was like, okay, so I wanna monetize. When I launched the first episode, I was like, okay, my big goal now is to monetize. Well, two goals. Post every Friday, 12:30 Eastern, and then monetize. At first I was like, oh, I wanna monetize by June 12th, which June 12th is Filipina-American. June 12th is Philippine Independence Day. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna monetize by then. Then I was like, it's not realistic. I'm getting like 2 subscribers every episode and I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I'll push it out. I'll push it out to December 31st. That'll be the goal date of when I wanna finally monetize. Chugging along, posting my episodes every Friday, getting like 2-3 subscribers. Then in March, I post the video about how I lied to Imelda Marcos. And that video went bonkers viral. And then like subscribers started to trickle in and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then comments started to trickle in and boy, the comments were like good and not so good. It was like a wild ride. For all of March and for most of April, it was like gangbusters. This video was just going everywhere and people were watching it. And then I think I landed at 800 subscribers at some point and I was like, oh, I'm gonna totally get my 1,000 subscribers. And of course, the moment that you say something, the opposite happens according to Murphy's Law. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna totally like get my 4,000 watch hours and my like 1,000 subscribers. And then it like came to a screeching halt. I was just like, oh man. And I got really depressed. I got sad and angry and frustrated because I was like, wait a minute, everything was going so well and suddenly it's not. There's a moment where I was like, YouTube's behind this. They stopped promoting my videos because they don't want me to monetize yet. They want to get a couple of extra months of like free advertising out of me. So that happened. Every single time that I've set a goal for myself, it's always like I get right to the precipice of like reaching that goal and then things come to a standstill. I feel like it's the universe or, you know, whatever like is out there asking me, okay, Tez, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to level up? Do you really want this or are you gonna quit? And so every time I've like been right at the precipice of getting 1,000 subscribers, right at the precipice of getting the 4,000 watch hours, I have to reach out to my people, to my community, to the people that I trust and love the most and ask them for help. I kid you not. It's like, yes, things can happen easily. And maybe that's the thing that a lot of people won't tell you, the things that they're doing in order to like help push things along because we all have our goals. And sometimes we're just like, oh, it's not happening. Okay, I'm gonna give up. But if you really want something and it's not happening, I've learned that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make a goal happen, like to reach a goal. And sometimes that requires asking for help in some of the most unconventional ways. I could easily have paid for my subscribers. I could have easily paid for my watch hours. But those sorts of things I wanna earn. But if I have to ask for a little help from my friends, as the song goes, I'm gonna do it. And also so grateful that those people who stepped up for me were there and believed in me enough to be like, yeah, sure, no problem, Tez, I'll subscribe to your channel. Or yeah, sure, no problem, Tez, I'll rewatch a few more of your episodes that I saw already and I'll make a comment or two, or I'll give it a thumbs up because I didn't do it before. You know, it's like those types of things sometimes have to happen in order to like get yourself to that next level. Then I think it's totally okay to ask for help and to ask for that like next level type of ask. I think that kind of ask is important to humble yourself. It's kind of necessary sometimes. Sometimes you just have to. I have to say that that uncomfortable place really catapulted me to dig deeper on what type of channel I wanted, like what type of content I wanted to be creating for people, more than just regurgitating and researching, regurgitating information. I wanted to do things that made me happy, which was to go out, to meet people, to interview people, to show what I was doing, you know, to show life. I was like, I want to go balls to the wall to really go deep in terms of having a holistic, real experience of discovering my heritage. Everything that I do, I tie in something that has to do with me discovering what it's like to be a Filipina, to discover my heritage, to experience life as a Filipina-American, and to share with people what that's like to go on this journey of life as a Filipina and life as a Filipina, rediscovering what it's like to be Filipina. That's just gonna continue. That trajectory of me living life and sharing life and going on adventures and sharing with you what it is that I learned, like the formula really does work. If you just keep at it, especially as niched as I am, focusing on Philippine heritage and Philippine culture in my journey in discovering that, like I really think that it's possible to grow on YouTube. It's not just gonna happen if you're like, I'll just post every once in a while. And you know, I really think that you have to be consistent and you have to be dedicated and passionate, you know, and a host of all other things, you know, things that I may not even be, that you can be in order to like grow on YouTube. But like, those are the things that have worked for me, the experiences that I've had so far. And I wanted to share that with you because I think it's important to share that this is also a part of my journey, this journey of growing on YouTube and being a Filipina-American influencer and a Filipina-American creative who is on this platform just trying to crush it and trying to give recognition to a group of people that are up and coming and about to shake some shit up. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so. And if you have already, please share this with other people if you feel so inclined to and you think it's gonna help somebody. Ask questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Let me know what it is that you're curious about when it comes to the journey that I've been on so far. If it's gonna help you, I am more than happy to share whatever information it is that I have that will help you along on your journey and that will help fulfill your curiosity about YouTube and being a Filipina-American creative vlogger and influencer. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week because that's what all of this is about. Fil-Am, goodbye. Oh man, that's a lot to talk for that long. Oh my God.